Let's convert some fractions into a percentage form. We're also going to take a few of those and then convert them back, percentage to fraction, starting with this first one, which is 3/5. So 3/5 is our fraction, and we want to know what that is as a percentage. Well, percentage literally means percent per 100. So I'm going to set this equal to P over 100. This is what we call the proportion method. And in the proportion method, we take our fraction and we set it equal to P over 100. Now that we've got this, we can do some cross multiplying. So I want to do 5 times P. So I get 5P on the left. And then on the right, I want to do 3 times 100. So I'm going to do 300. And I want to get P all by itself. I'm solving for that percent value. So I'm going to divide both sides by 5 now. So just a little bit of algebra here, dividing both sides by 5. The 5 cancels here, and I get P is equal to, now if you don't have a calculator that you can use, you can always do a little long division here. So 5 goes into 30 6 times. 6 times 5 is equal to 30. Subtract 0, bring down the 0. 5 goes into 0 0 times there, and we get 60. So P is equal to 60, and that P represents, so this P right here represents our percentage. So our answer is 3/5 is equal to 60%. We could have also done this with a division. So I want to show you the division method as well, which is especially nice if you're using a calculator. So if you happen to be using a calculator, you can take that 3/5. Let me give myself a little more room. I'm going to do this I'll do this in black. You can take that 3/5 and you can do the division. So I can write this as 3 divided by 5. In the calculator, 3 divided by 5 is equal to 0.6. So this is equal to 0.6. Now I want to take our decimal form into a percentage form. So I'm going to take that 0.6 and I'm going to multiply it by 100 or 100%. The other way to do this is to move that decimal 2 places to the right. I find that's easy to forget which direction. So let's just multiply these by 100%. Multiplying that by 100% with your calculator or with your brain, either way, you get that same 60%. Here comes our next one. We want to do 7/20 converted to a percentage. Now, I've talked about a couple of different ways to look at this. So I've got 7/20, and I can certainly set this up as P over 100. We also saw the way to do this using our calculator, doing the division first and then multiplying by 100%. But I've got one more trick here up my sleeve, and that's to instead take this 7/20 and multiply it by 100%. 100% really just means one whole thing, right? So I can go ahead and multiply it by 100%. I can think of this as over 1. This one actually turns out really nicely, so I can just use some canceling here. 20 goes into 100 5 times, and I'm left with the 7 times the 5, which is 35. And I'm left with that percentage symbol as well. So we get 35%. I'm going to challenge you to solve this using the proportion method and make sure that you get the same exact value. Now, number 3 and number 4 are really important examples because they're a little bit different. In number 3, I've got a mixed numeral. So I've got 3 and 5/12, and I want to convert that into a percentage. So I could set this up in a lot of different ways. The first thing that I'm going to do, though, is to take that 3 and 5/12, and I'm going to write it as an improper fraction. There's other ways that you could do this, but I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to start by I'll do 12 times 3 plus 5 divided by 12. That's going to be 36, so 41. So that's 41/12. Now that I've got this as an improper fraction, I can go ahead and use my proportion method. So I can say 41/12 is equal to what P over 100. You could also, now that you've got it in this form, multiply it by 100%. You could also do the division and convert it that way. All of these methods are going to get you to the same solution. I've got this one already set up in my proportion. Let's go ahead and do that. So I need to multiply 12 times p. 12 times p gives me 12p. I'm going to do the same thing and multiply 41 times 100. That 100 makes it really nice because I know it just gives me 2 extra zeros. So that's going to give me 4100. And I don't want 12 times p, I want 12 by itself. So I'm going to divide both sides by my 12, divide by 12, and p is equal to 4100 divided by 12. Now I could certainly do the long division here and do 12 into 4100, but I've got my calculator, so I'm going to use my calculator for this one. 4100 divided by 12 is equal to 341.667. Those sixes actually go on forever. So 341, so P is equal to 341.66666 forever and ever and ever. You could either round this, or I'm going to use a line over one of those sixes to signify that they continue going on forever and ever. So my percentage, I'm going to write this in red, is 341.66 repeating percent. Or we can say, grab our original fraction, 3 5/12. So I can say that 3 5/12 is equal to 341.66 repeating percent. Now this one is for you. It's already written as an improper fraction with a larger numerator over that denominator of 6. I want you to pause the video, see if you can come up with the same answer that I do. Catch back up with me when you do. Let's go ahead and dive in. So 11 over 6, I'm going to set this one up as a proportion. So 11/6 is equal to what p over 100, what percent? I'm going to cross multiply, so that's going to give me 6 times p is equal to 11 times 100, which is 11 followed by those 2 zeros. But I want p by itself. I'm solving for that value p. So I'm going to divide both sides by 6, and p is equal to 1100 divided by 6. You could do the long division, but I've got my calculator. So 1100 divided by 6 is 183.33333 repeating. So I'm going to write that as 183.33 repeating. So we can say that that 11/6 is equal to 183.33 repeating percent. Now I promised I would also show you how to get back to a fraction from a percentage, and we're going to do that just with the first two that we looked at. In number 1, we found that 3/5 was equal to 60%. But what if we wanted to go back starting with 60%? So starting with that 60%, I want to convert it back into a fraction. I actually think these are easier to do because of that percentage symbol. That percentage symbol literally means per 100. Per 100. So I can take that percent symbol and change it into a fraction. So 60% literally means 60 over 100. Now my job is to reduce it. I already have a fraction. I just need a reduced fraction. To reduce this, I can definitely cancel those zeros that I've got at the end. That gives me 6/10. But I know that both 6 and 10 are divisible by 2. So if I divide 6 by 2, I get 3. 10 divided by 2 is equal to 5. And I get right back to that original fraction of 3/5. In number 2, we want to go backwards as well. We found that 7/20 was equivalent to 35%. So starting with 35%, that percent literally means per 100. So I'm going to write this as 35 per or over 100. So my job is to find the reduced fraction. Now 35 and 100 are both divisible by 5. So as I divide both the numerator and denominator by 5, 35 divided by 5 is 7. 100 divided by 5 is 20, and we find that this is equivalent to the reduced fraction of 7/20. Now, I've got more videos on working with percentages. The next one is right here.